adults.
So then let's build out your definition more then. Love each other, but also what? What is the purpose? What is the destination of marriage?
We are two adults. We love
Got
each
it.
other.
Fair enough. Okay, we love each other. End of story.
Well, let's give me another thing and maybe I'll add to it.
Okay, but is that it? Just is it about union, partnership, friendship? What is
I think it's just like, let's get our taxes good. Like, let's just get married. Like, I don't think there needs to be some big crazy
no, that's
reason.
Actually, no, I'm not attacking you. I think marriage is holy. And by holy, I don't just mean it in a religious sense. Holy means separate, meaning it should be elevated. It should be celebrated. It's something that is so above the rest. And you just think it's like a tax advantage. And that's fine, because actually most Americans agree with you.
Yeah.
I think marriage is something where we should drop everything, like, wow, two separate parts have just made a lifelong covenant with one another to learn about the other and to grow with each other, and it's difficult. And I think that we've lost that.
I mean, I'm Jewish, and like in Judaism, there's when you get married, the religious marriage, and then there's the government marriage. Like, you have to get married twice, basically. So I think what you're talking about is probably the religious marriage, like with a priest. I'm talking about governmental marriage.
I'm even talking about government. I'm just saying, traditionally, our governmental marriage, again, I'm in the vast minority of opinion in the country, this has been the classical view that it's a man and a woman coming together in something sacred and something holy or elevated. Again, that's not...
I would say that's just a Christian marriage.
It's not necessarily Christian. In Judaism, in traditional rabbinical Judaism, Orthodox, homosexual marriage is not recognized.
That is true.
So it's not Christian. In Islam, homosexual marriage is not recognized.
Okay.
So it's not just Christian.
Okay.
So it's Abrahamic.
Abrahamic.
All right, we agree.
Why do we care if there's no father? I grew up without a father. I feel like I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm in college. Like, why are we so towards the father? Why does he need to be there so much?
So just try to answer my question for me. Do you think, what kind of is there any time, and you're being very vulnerable, and I appreciate that, when you were growing up, and maybe not, where you said, I wish I had a dad around?
My mom says I did wish for that once, at a wishing well. But my mom was great. She supported me,
your mom's a hero,
provided
for sure.
me.
No, I'm not. There's not a knock on single moms.
Right.
But was there ever a time maybe where a more masculine figure would have been helpful?
I can't really, not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Like, can you give me an example of when a masculine figure would be helpful in my life?
When a boyfriend might have broke up with you, and you didn't want to talk to your mom because she just didn't get it, and you wanted a strong, stable man to say you're beautiful.
If my father was like, you're beautiful, that'd be cool. But like, if my mom was also like, you're beautiful, I don't really see a difference between like my mom saying it and my father saying it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I don't see the world that way, because there's being a father to a daughter, there's a very unique bond between a father and a daughter, where you fall in love again, but not romantic love. You fall in a different type of Greek love, which is called storge, which is a father-daughter love, where you have such affection for this incredible being, and your task is to shepherd that vulnerable, innocent girl through life all the way up until the marriage aisle, to kind of connect the two topics together, right?
Wow.
Where then you hand it off to another man, because women are worthy of protection.
So you're saying, like, there has to be a man in the woman's life. The woman can't be, alone.
No, there are exceptions, but it is a beautiful ideal. And when that ideal falls apart, now let's talk about the technical side. In the black community, when fathers are no longer around, crime goes up, poverty goes up. Because you'll understand this less, and a man in the audience who grew up without a father will totally get this. If it's just a mom in the house, the dad should come in and discipline the 14-year-old for acting like a brat. The dad comes in and he says, stop doing this. You need to be able to outrank the 14-year-old brat with another masculine figure.
But don't you think that, like, there's a reason that a lot of the black community doesn't have a father, and it's because of systemic racism. It's because, like, black men are more likely to be in prison.
Oh, yeah, so why do people go to prison?
For, like, a lot of the time, it's because they're in poverty and they have no other way to get...
Okay, so they commit crimes.
Because
Yeah, but so, wait, so wait.
Why do they
So wait, if you're
commit crimes?
So in poverty, we should give excuses for committing crimes?
Yes, because if they have no...
Like murder?
I did not say murder. I said, like... I'm saying, like, if someone is stealing something because they have no money and there's no jobs.
That's so interesting. So you think most crimes are crimes of necessity in the black community?
I'm not saying most.
So, like, gangbanging is, like, a crime of necessity?
That I literally never said that. I'm saying,
but
like,
you're making an argument of crimes of necessity. Like, they're so hungry, they can't handle it.
I'm talking about, like, crime that has to do with, like, getting food, getting stuff that you need to live.
Right, but we have food stamps for anyone that needs it, so that doesn't exist. We have subsidized housing for anyone that needs it, so that doesn't exist. We have free health care for any poor person that wants it, called Medicaid, that doesn't exist. We also have welfare, cash, for anyone that wants it, so that doesn't exist. So what is it they're missing that they need to go, sorry about that.
Well, the food, like, a lot of food stamps might not cover all of what they need, and also housing is, like, there's not unlimited housing. A lot of people who are unhoused have to, like, go to shelters, and then they get kicked out of shelters because there's a mandatory stay limit. So it's not like you just get a house.
It's not a stuff thing, though, right? It's like, if you need stuff, there's also tons of charities out there that can provide assistance, churches. You will not go hungry in this country. You will not starve in this country.
Yes, you will. There's, like,
no, we have an obesity problem.
Street?
We have an obesity problem, not a starvation problem in this country.
What are you talking about?
In State Street, if any one of those people went to the local Episcopalian church or Methodist church, they will get fed.